Hey, what's up YouTube? On this video, we're going to talk about the third stimulus bill. That's right, President Biden just signed the third stimulus bill, and the White House says that we can see checks as soon as this weekend. We'll see though, because they're also saying that it could be next weekend. I'm going to share with you three things in this bill that you're probably going to be the most worried about. We're going to talk about whether or not you qualify for it, and I'm going to share with you a calculator that tells you exactly how much money you're going to be able to make, and I'll leave all the links in the description below. My name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. On this channel, we talk about the mindsets and the skill sets of the wealthy so that you can learn how to manage, protect, and grow your assets. If that sounds like the kind of channel and the kind of community you want to be a part of, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the content that I produce. All right, so today, Thursday, March 11th, President Biden signed the third stimulus bill. So let's talk a little bit about what that means for you. So you can see the New York Times has a live update that President Biden signed the 1.9 trillion stimulus bill. Over here, we're seeing about Biden signs the 1.9 trillion COVID relief bill, clearing way for stimulus checks and vaccine aid. So when are you gonna get your stimulus check? Do you even qualify for a stimulus check? And how much are you gonna get? I'm gonna answer those questions for you right now. The stimulus checks could start hitting your bank accounts this weekend, according to the White House. That would mean March 13th and 14th, or sometime in the next week. However, other reports are saying that it could be after March 22nd and by the end of the month, at least for electronic payments. If you didn't get electronic payments over the last two stimuluses and you got it by check, it could be into April before you get your stimulus check. So make sure that your bank account information is up to date so the IRS can do a direct deposit. That way you're gonna get that faster. And I've also heard that they're gonna give a priority to the people that have already filed their 2020 taxes. So the IRS is gonna base all their information on the last tax return that you've submitted to the IRS. So if you haven't done your 2020 yet, they're gonna use the 2019 information in order to give you the stimulus check. So just make sure that all your information is up to date. And I'm sure that if you're working with a CPA or tax professional, they're gonna be able to give you advice on your exact situation. All right, so let's talk about the three main things that most people are gonna be concerned about when it comes to the stimulus bill. The first one is, how much is the stimulus payment? It says here a $1,400 stimulus check should start going out to tens of millions of Americans this month. So with the third round of payments, adult dependents as well as children and families with mixed status citizenship are included. So what that means is you're gonna get a stimulus check for you and every one of your dependents. That could add up to a lot of money really quick. The second thing that's gonna really affect most Americans is this $300 unemployment boost. Now you have a $300 a week unemployment benefits with a tax break, and that's gonna be extended through September 6th of this year. I think the previous date was this coming month when it was gonna stop. So they've extended that till September 6th, which is great news for those people who have been laid off or let go and are still looking for a new job. Now the third thing is the expanded child tax credit. And this is pretty exciting, especially if you have a lot of children. What's gonna happen is right now, the child tax credit is $2,000 for children under the age of 17. And the plan will extend the benefit to $3,600 for children under 6 and $3,000 for each child between the ages of 6 and 17. So what that basically means is they're giving you a credit of $3,000 to $3,600 for each child on your taxes. A credit is different than a deduction. A credit actually counts as money paid. Unfortunately, in the past, what they would do is that if you had a refund due, they would take out the child tax credit from that refund and give you the difference. That's not the case anymore. So if you have a refund due to you, they're gonna keep the child tax credit and give you a full refund. In fact, for certain low-income families, instead of giving you the $3,600 at the end of the year, they're gonna provide a $300 a month payment so that you can use that money throughout the year and maybe ease some financial burdens for you. All right, now before we jump into whether or not you qualify for the stimulus check or what are the qualifications for this third stimulus, tell me in the comments below what you plan to do with your stimulus check when you get it. I'd love to know what you plan to do. In a few minutes, I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I would suggest that you should do with it, but I'd love to hear what you plan to do with the stimulus check in the comments below. To qualify for the first check, which was $1,200 per adult and $500 for every child 16 and under, you had to have less than $75,000 as a single person, less than $112,500 as a head of household, and less than $150,000 as a married couple. And then it phased out when you were a $100,000 earner as a single person, $146,000 as a head of household, and $198,000 as a married filing jointly. That was the income guidelines for the first check. It was similar for the second check, which was $600 per person and $600 for each dependent 16 and under. Income guidelines were fairly similar, but in the third check, the income guidelines cut off a little faster. So in the third check, it's $1,400 per adult and then $1,400 per dependent, no matter what age they're at. So if you have a child that's over 18 and they're a full-time student, they count as a dependent. And so you can get $1,400 for them. If you earn up to $75,000, you get a full check as a single person, $112,500 as head of household, and if you're married filing jointly, it's $150,000 or less, you get the full check for all your dependents. And I have a calculator I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Now, it cuts off at $80,000 if you're a single person, $120,000 if you're head of household, and $160,000 if you're married filing jointly. So the gap between qualifying and disqualifying is very slim in this third round. So now that you know the qualifications for getting a check, let's take a look at the calculator to see how much money you're going to be getting. All right, so in this case, let's pretend that you're a single person that's filing. And what's important for you to realize here is this acronym right here, AGI. AGI means adjusted gross income. Adjusted gross income is not your gross income, it's your adjusted. What that means is after all of your dependents, after all of your write-offs, if you own a home, your interest, if you have itemized deductions, if you have a business, if you have a side hustle, all the miles that you drive, all the expenses that you have for your business, all those things, after all those things are reduced from your income, what's left over that's actually taxed is what the number that you put in here. So let's say that you earn $100,000 as gross income, but your taxes, your write-offs bring you down to $70,000 and you're a single person. So you would put single in the drop box here. You can see there's single, married, or head of household. So let's do single and let's put 70,000. And then let's say that you have one child. So if you have one child, not 10, sorry. If you have one child, and then you hit calculate, right here, you're gonna get $2,800. So you get one for you and one for your child. Let's just show if you did for some reason make $80,000, which is the cutoff for a single person. I just wanna show you what that looks like. So 80,000, you calculate here, and you get zero. So between 75,000 and 80,000 is kind of that key area where you need to be. So you can come to this calculator. I'll put this calculator in the description below. And while you're in the description below looking for the link to this calculator, go ahead and also click the link for my free 30-day challenge. In this 30-day challenge, you're gonna learn how to manage your money more effectively. You're gonna learn ways to increase your positive cash flow over the next 30 days that's gonna be able to put a lot more money back into your bank account. All right, so if you get this stimulus check in the next couple of weeks, here are some of the things that I think that you should do with it. If you're struggling and you're barely making it, I would definitely use that money to make sure that you keep your head above water. Pay the bills that you need to pay. Do what you need to do to keep food on the table and keep the lights on. Use that money wisely. Don't go spend it frivolously on things you don't really need. Use it for the needs that you have, and if there's any left over after that, then spend a little bit of money on some of the wants. The next thing I would do is use that money to pay some of your debt down. Pay down that debt. Pay down your credit card debts, especially consumer loans. Anything that you bought on a credit card, use that money to pay those balances down as fast as possible. If your needs are taken care of, and your debts are really low or eliminated, use that money to start a savings account. Fill up your emergency account, or what I like to call your opportunity account. I would have 3 to 6 months of your fixed expenses saved up in case of an emergency. If you never have an emergency, but you have an opportunity coming your way, you're gonna still wanna have money saved up so that you can use that money to take advantage of that opportunity. So it's important to have money in savings. So 1, make sure your needs are taken care of. 2, get out of debt, or use this money to pay down those debts. 3, use this money to build and to fill up your savings accounts, and make sure you have that foundational money set aside as your safety net. Now, if all of your bills are paid, you've gotten yourself out of debt, and your emergency fund is full, the next thing that I would do is click the link in the description below and open up a Webull account and deposit $100. And if you do that, you'll get 2 free stocks. There's no better return on your $100 that I know of than to get 2 free stocks, because they could be valued up to $1,850. What if you deposited $100 and got a free stock that was $1,850? That's like an 18 times return on your money. There's nothing I know of that even has a chance to match that. But in all seriousness, it's a good idea to take any money that you have left over and begin to invest for your future. Now, investing for your future doesn't always mean buying stocks. It could mean that you want to start a business. And starting a business or a side hustle is critical, because that's going to help you get that extra income so that you may not need stimulus money in the future. See, this channel is called Financial Self-Reliance. It's not called Financial Government Reliance. It's not called Financial Company or Boss Reliance. I want to teach you how to be self-reliant. I do believe that we need to be grateful for the stimulus money. We need to be grateful for whatever anyone provides to us. However, it's critical that we learn to be self-reliant, to be able to stand on our own 2 feet, to get to the point where stimulus money or any other money like that is all extra money, where we can receive it and use it for good. We don't have to have it to stay afloat, to keep our head above water. To get to the point where you're completely self-reliant is where you can be able to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of things regardless of what happens in the economy, regardless of what happens in the world. Whatever storm comes, whether it's economic storms, whether it's weather-related storms, it doesn't matter. If you can handle anything that life throws at you, you've truly become self-reliant, and that's a powerful place to be. You can learn skills to make more money. There's no shortage of opportunities or ways to make money. You can start a side hustle, which means that you keep your current employment and start something on the side to supplement that income so that you can begin to build a strong foundation of savings and use that money to invest for your future. And if you don't have a job right now, make your side hustle your main hustle. Do something that will help you produce an income. What if that business idea that you have, you finally have the time to really build it and get it up off the ground and get it going? You could probably make more money than you're making at your employment. That's the idea. Stimulating the economy with checks like this is good, but stimulating the economy with business ideas and entrepreneurial ideas, that's the real power and the real juice this economy needs. If you're in a position right now where you're gonna need this stimulus check just to keep your head above water, then by all means, make sure you do what you need to do. But take this as a lesson, as an opportunity to learn that if you're in that situation now, what are you gonna do to make sure that you're not in that situation should anything like this happen again in the future? And that's a lesson that we can all learn from. The last stimulus check I actually used to pay off my car, so I was really excited to receive it. What are you gonna do with your stimulus check? I hope you got a lot out of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.